Hello, hello, hello. Just me. This is Pat Doodles. And as we come to a close on Kwanzaa, we're talking about the last night of Kwanzaa. This is day 7. Kwanzaa starts on December the 26th. Kwanzaa comes from the Swahili word meaning first fruits. And Kwanzaa was founded or established in 1966 in Oakland, California. There's 7 different principles that we'll talk about. I'll go over each one. Then also tonight, after I go over all the principles, talk about the final night of Kwanzaa. Then, hey Helen, after I talk about the final night of Kwanzaa, um, I'm going to give you kind of an overview of what my plans are here on YouTube for 2024. Can you believe it already? Anyway, but it's here and I'm getting so excited. Only 11 more days and I'll get to see my buddies. Hey, Steph. Thank you for the wonderful. My phone beeps and I look at it. It wakes me up last night and it was Steph saying Happy New Year. I haven't answered any of them yet, but Happy New Year and thank you so much. Yes, I'm getting so excited though. But I am like, today I am pooped, okay? My grandkids came yesterday. The 2 girls came yesterday. And then Micah came over. We went to the playground. And of course, when you take them, they're little, you got to get on some of the stuff with them. Then we went out to dinner. Micah decided to throw a glass across the restaurant. And then, they were all excited, so they didn't want to sleep last night. So they didn't go to sleep till after 10. And then usually they go home pretty early, but today they stayed until about 3. And everything was going well. And then about shortly after, when they was almost ready to leave, all of a sudden we hear, and Micah is throwing up all over the kitchen, into the living room. So I was down on my hands and knees scrubbing. So y'all, saying all that, hey Jackie, to say that I am tired. Hey, so happy New Year, happy Kwanzaa. So we're going to get on into our Kwanzaa lesson. Then I'm going to tell you what my plans are for the new year here on YouTube and other platforms as well. But again, Kwanzaa comes from the Swahili word meaning first fruits. It was originally founded in 1966 in California. So each night this week, and I can't believe I've actually stuck to a schedule, we have talked about Kwanzaa, with the first lesson of Kwanzaa being Umoja, which is unity. And that's bringing all people together, bringing togetherness in the family, your community, the nation, and the world. And I always like to stress it's not like a holiday for some people. It's not like an event for some people. It's something to be inclusive of all people. So that was the first night, was unity. The second night, I always have to show the word. Words can be very hard for me, and I'm still struggling with some English words. And it's self-determination, and that was on the 26th. Yeah, see my little Barbie earrings. And that is to describe ourselves, to build up ourself first, not being in a selfish way, but to learn what we can to improve on those things we are weak in, so we can go out into the neighborhood, into the community, into our families, into our jobs, to spread more knowledge, to get more things accomplished. So that is self determination. And the other thing with self determination to me is to be determined to believe that you can do some of the things those things that you want to do. You know, I always say, if I think it, I know it sounds crazy, but if I think it, then I kind of believe I can do it. And with Philippians 4:13 from the Bible said, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. And I really believe that. Because sometimes I believe some crazy stuff. Hey, Marcy, Happy New Year and Happy Kwanzaa. Yeah, hey, Stephanie. Because sometimes I can think some crazy stuff. You feeling better, Stephanie? Thrifty Adventure, Stephanie. I know she was getting kind of sick yesterday. Hey, Ty, welcome in. The word for the third night of Kwanzaa was Ujima, which was collective works and responsibility. And that is to work to build, keep our community together, to build our communities together and make not only like your brother, your sister, your job, some of their problems become your own problems. And the example I gave for that on night 3 was, if you on a job and hey Chuckles, how are you? When you work on a job, it's not just up to you to get a job done. Like in a factory, for instance, this person might only tighten the screws. This person may lay out the screws. This person does the next job. So at the end of the assembly line, the job gets done. That is collective work and responsibility. Everybody understanding what their responsibility is and living up to that. Because on jobs, you always have somebody kind of not pulling their weight. Okay, and then the next one is Ujima. The one, night 3 was Ujima, which is Ujima. And this one is Ujama, night 4, Ujama. And that's cooperative economics. That is building our own businesses and stores, supporting our local community business stores and friends. Yeah, I got to call. I'm going to call Norma Jean tomorrow so we can start putting some ideals into works. It's like, I'm going to have to get up and leave home like probably 5 o'clock in the morning because I think Stephanie's flight get in about 5 something. So, and then we'll go probably, and well, Teresa's flight get in right after hers, like a very short time after hers, so which works out great. Then we'll probably go over to my daughter's house, which is 5 minutes from the airport. And then Helen's flight coming a little bit after that. And then maybe on our way back to Sanford, we kind of stop at one of the really good thrift stores there it's in Cary. It's like probably my favorite one I have ran into in this area. But anyway, enough about that. So we was talking about Ujima, which was cooperative economics. And what that is like I was saying, building our own businesses, supporting local. Yeah, so sleep on the plane so you be ready to go. And so with that being said, I'm not always saying like just to go out and shop, just to, yeah, it's going to be fun, Jackie. When is the meeting up? January the 12th. January the 12th. It's also just being here. Like I appreciate, hey Simone, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa. I really appreciate each and every one of you being here, just, sharing with me about Kwanzaa. Our next trip, Steph, has got to be out to the West Coast. That's our next trip is out to the West Coast, okay? So I got to meet up with Helen and see when she think we can, meet up that way. So, but we're going to miss you. We're going to take pictures and share. And then on the 5th night, we talked about Nia, which is purpose. And that is to make a goal. First of all, we got to make a plan. We got to have a goal, because sometimes if you don't, Kwanzaa is 7 nights. It starts on the 26th, the day after Christmas, and ends on tonight. Yeah, it ends tonight, is the last night, the seventh principle. So we have to set goals for ourselves. And it's hard for you to see, but back here you see my little calendar. So I set my goal for 2023, how much I wanted to make, how much that was per month, how much that was per week, how many shows I would have to do per week to meet my goal. So that's what's very important, is to set a goal, because sometimes it's like, I'm going to go to the airport. I'm going to go to California, and I have no idea how to get there. I don't set like a goal or a plan. I don't know that in order for me to go, I got to make some money. I got to call the airlines. Then I have to do, so it's a step-by-step process. You don't just automatically get to your goal. You have to start with a plan. You have to set those goals to meet those goals. And sometimes the goals may involve a lot of other people planning along the way. Then last night was Kuamba, which is my personal favorite, which is creativity. And, I hear people all the time say, oh, I'm just not creative. Everybody is creative in some type of way. Everybody have a different type of creativity. And that is part of how Kwanzaa came into being somewhat, because people were so tired of Christmas being so commercialized and people spending so much money on Christmas. So a lot of the emphasis on Kwanzaa was to give things, make things that mean something to you and something to the person you're giving it to. So it doesn't have to be a material thing. It might just be a poem that you write. It might be you find a picture of, like, one of my friends, she just sent me a picture. We went to the Barbie convention in Atlanta. It had to be like 80, no, it was like probably 91. It was probably 91. So she shared that picture of she and I at the convention. And it really brought a smile to my face. And when I mentioned it to her in the phone conversation, we laughed, we talked. So, because she know I've been saying, don't get me no gifts. I don't need any more stuff. I got way too much stuff. So to give me something like that picture, that was a gift that she gave to me from her heart, something she knew I would enjoy. It might be, somebody, and I know this sounds corny. Hey, Sharon. Sometimes you might have a coat. I'm just using a coat as an example. And every time you see that person see you, they say, oh, I love that coat. I really wish I had that coat. So you give that person that coat as a gift. And people might think, oh, that's just a used coat. But to that person that have always admired that coat, that is something special. And especially like if it comes from, how sometimes your grandparent or somebody will give you something special. Those are hey, Mary, those are the type of gifts and things that Kwanzaa talks about. And tonight is our final night of Kwanzaa, day 7, Imani, which is faith. And that's celebrated on January the 1st. So Kwanzaa starts the day after Christmas and goes till New Year's Day. And that is to believe with all of our hearts. In well, I'm gonna read exactly the way they have it, and then I'll tell you what I think it means. To believe in all of our hearts, in our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and our people, in the victory of our right to wait. I don't like their description. Anyway, it's just really just believing in all of our hearts, believe with all of our beings that good things can come from everything. I heard Smokey Robinson say yesterday on the radio, he was talking about his mother. And he said his mother never told him anything directly. She always spoke in parables. And he said he was about 6 years old. He was sitting on his front porch and he was crying. And his mother says, "What's wrong with you, boy?" And he says, "Oh, my friends don't like me. They won't play with me. This, that, and the other." And then, so his mother told him, "No matter how bad you think things are, it always can be worse." So even when you think you are suffering bad, it can always be worse. And when you start to take that into consideration to make what you think bad better and believe that better things can happen, things turn around. And he said that's what he realized, that his mother was saying, that, oh, that ain't that bad. It could be worse. Basically, yeah, those might not be your friends today, but they're probably going to come back to be your friends. Go get you some new friends. Go start playing again. So we have to believe that things can always be worse, and also believe that things will always be better. So we start here and we continue to climb up, 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 up. So I remember my first, well, not necessarily my first YouTube show, but my first YouTube sale. And if you know Jody, she used to always laugh about that. My first couple of sales I did on YouTube. The first one I did, nobody came. I didn't have many followers. I didn't have whatever, but I still did my show like I had 100 people watching. And from that show, I think somebody sent me an email saying, "I'd like to have A, B, and C." Then my next sale, I think I sold 2 or 3 things, and it continually got better each time. And I have to say thank you to so many people that was there from the beginning, and they're still here now. One of, somebody that always sticks out in my mind is Sue, Thomas and Sue. They was always there. They were always there for me. And I always, remember them as being there. But so many of you that are still here today was there from the beginning and encouraged me. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Yeah, so so when you think of, like, I'm going like, I never once thought, oh, I'm not doing this anymore because nobody's buying anything, nobody's coming to my sales. I never thought that. Hey, Nancy, I always thought and believed it was going to get better. And it did continually improve. And I didn't necessarily stop doing sales on YouTube just because sales wasn't there. A lot of YouTube, I just wasn't doing as many sales because Whatnot was so much easier, to be truthful. But you will be seeing me. And now I'm going to finish with the Kwanzaa talking. But all of the principles that we talked about during Kwanzaa is principles I live by every day. And so my plans for 2024, which is going to get some used to saying. Okay, so here are my plans for YouTube on 2024. You will be seeing me a lot more. A lot of my focus. Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to get comfortable. Yes. You'll see a lot more content coming from me, a lot more tutorials and things like that. And let me give you some examples of some of the type of tutorials that I would like to be doing. Like, say, I may pick a doll out of this book. And each time I may have some steps already done, but I'll walk you through how to make a doll. Like this kind of doll here, because some of these books I've had forever and really haven't used them. Like, these are super simple dolls. You'll see a lot of dolls from patterns that I designed myself. Like this little Lala Loopsy inspired doll here with the black button eyes. This is just a simple one-piece little doll. She could be worn as a pin. She could just be a doll. But not only will you be seeing doll stuff, you'll be seeing tutorials on simple things like maybe how to, everybody gets linen with stains, how to clean stains out of linens, other uses for linens, because not a lot of people use handkerchiefs anymore. And some of those things are already on my channel if you look back. But, other uses you can use handkerchiefs for, or linens. Tips and hacks, like, this is a weird one, but sometimes you might buy a picture and the picture frame is all scratched up and it doesn't want to really just hold, look right. It looks rusty looking. And it sounds weird, but like, you could put mayonnaise around your frame, let that mayonnaise soak in, and then clean it. No, you wouldn't, Sharon. You'd be fine. You would be fine. Like, I already have this one done. I just need to finish editing. Like this doll here, it's just a head, but her hair was all just horrible. So I cut all the hair as close as I could, pulled it out and rerooted this doll's hair. This is a vintage Barbie style doll. So all this is new hair. She looked about like this doll. And you see how bald she is in spots. So, I go through the process of removing all the old hair and then rerooting hair. So I'll be sharing stuff like that. Or this doll had this really, really red stain on her arm here in this black one. And it's getting much lighter. And I'll be sharing, hey, Angie, things like that, how to deal with stuff like that. Her stains on her arm was as red as these stains on this doll's leg here. So stuff like that I'll be sharing. The other thing I'll be sharing is kind of doing the cat would be running it, huh? I'll be also, one feature I want to have too is every week, not every week, I'm pretty tell-a-tale, every so often, at least a few times a month probably, I'll be doing a Dollar Tree hack, something I bought at the Dollar Tree and made into something else. And I already have a few of those kind on there, but I'm going to be more regular with that. And I'm putting all of this out there in the universe because if I say it and other people know it, then I'm like, I got to do it now because I said I was going to do it. So I'll be doing stuff like that, Dollar Tree. Of course, some thrift store hauls, or when I go to doll shows, sharing live events from doll shows, toy sales, and that kind of stuff. And like this Barbie book, this is a really nice little sticker book. And this book costs like $10, $9.99. I got this from, where did I get this from? I think I got it from Pop Shelf. Hey, Princess. So like I got this from Pop Shelf. And I'll be sharing different craft supplies and stuff like Pop Shelf had. Because things can be high. And like this at the Pop Shelf costs $1. And you can't beat those kinds of prices. So I'll be sharing stuff like that. All other ways you can find craft supplies and stuff. I will be doing a monthly, just one time a month, probably a monthly doll sale here on Whatnot on YouTube. And probably a book sale, because a lot of people still remember asking me, when am I going to have some, books / craft books and craft supplies, because I still have tons of them. So I'll be sharing stuff like that. What else am I going to be doing over here? I'm trying to think what else. But basically, those are the type of things that I plan on doing. Then also, what was I going to say? I tell you, some organizational tips. I don't know how many organizations. Right now it looks pretty neat and clean, but anyway, some different little tips and stuff like that, how to put a lot of stuff in small spaces. And I know I've done like a tour of my studio before, but it's constantly evolving, because once you think you got it the way you want it, next week it's not serving the same purpose. So I'll be doing stuff like that. Um, so that's about everything. So that's a pretty full schedule. So you should be seeing something from me here on YouTube at least twice a week. Some things will be live, some things will be recorded. In the Maker Show with Helen on Sunday, she was a guest today. I was missing, but she's going to come back and visit. And also somebody else's. I got a couple of people that want to come on the Maker Show, and that will be every other Sunday, and it will alternate between my channel and Helen's channel. So we'll be doing that. And okay, so that's YouTube. Then I do have my Facebook group. I don't really do a lot. I kind of just post about upcoming doll events and everything like that on there. And if you are into dolls, the first Wednesday of each month, UFDC has they started a virtual Barbie club basically, and it is free right now. They probably will get some dues and stuff, and each time they have a different guest. And the guest this on January, hold on, let me tell you who the guest is in January, what they'll be talking about. You want me to go to UFDC. UFDC. And if you don't know, UFDC is the United Federation of Doll Collectors or doll clubs. I always like to say collectors. And the subject this month, which will be Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Central. And you know what? I could put a link to that in there. Let me put a link. And they're going to be talking about the 900 series Barbie clothes, which is the early Barbie clothes when Barbie first came around. They'll be talking about those. And they have excellent guests talking about that. Copy that. I'm going to post that for you so you can see if you are interested in joining. And it's a Zoom type thing. YouTube for doodles. Okay, let me go right there. So that's what I'll be doing. That's basically what I do with my Facebook group. And we are right here. Let me turn the sound down so y'all don't hear all this sound coming through right there. And we are live right here. Okay, then also I'm really planning on trying to get my Etsy store posting more regular, listing more regular on Etsy and eBay. Not a crazy amount of stuff. Paste. Okay, so I just posted the link to the virtual Barbie event with USDC, and they constantly, have different guests and everything, different speakers. It lasts about an hour usually. And they've only had about three previous meetings or so. So that's really interesting, though, if you're interested in dolls and Barbies. They do have all kinds of doll things out there on the UFDC, but that's the only one I know that's virtual, and right now it is free. Okay, then on Whatnot, I have regular sales a couple of times a week there. So that should keep me moving. And I'm already kind of starting to post my calendar of what shows on what days, because personally, I find I do better if I have a plan or a goal, if I can see it in writing. Because if I write it down, if I say it out loud, put it out in the universe, then it holds me. Hey, Danielle, it kind of holds me accountable. Yeah, but you're not busy when you're doing stuff you love. And to me, I try to keep everything moving, because otherwise I'll be thinking, oh, what can I go to the store and buy? What can I do? Oh, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And, I can kind of get myself in a little trouble from time to time, just thinking I can do all kinds of things. And then I become overwhelmed. Like, oh my goodness, I done pulled this, I done sawed this, I done cut this. So that's why a lot of times I have a goal and a plan. I'll put down, like, I'm going to sew 5 dresses. I'm going to start matching. What does that say? Matching and creating. Oh, I'm going to start making more Barbie items like the mat and coordinating shoes and everything with it. Um, then I have like noon doll show, the doll show coming up in Richmond and that kind of stuff like that. Because when I see it, I function better. And I think when you start talking about setting goals and stuff, and you start thinking about that last principle of not necessarily the last principle, but so many of these principles of Kwanzaa, you can see how that would apply to what, your goals and everything. Like on Nia, but purpose, to make our goals. So setting goals and stuff like that. And not just, I'm flexible. And what I mean by that, like, I might say, well, today I'm going to do A, B, C. I'm going here. And then I get up in the morning. I'm not feeling that today. I do that tomorrow. So today I'm going to do, I'm going to do E, F, D. And I think that's one good thing about being retired. And I always say I've always been retired because I've always been blessed enough to do those things that I like and been blessed to be able to do it financially because I've always found a way and believed it could happen. And, even though my mother has been gone for a long time, she died in 2006. I still talk to her every day, and she is still my biggest fan. And, so sometimes when I'm doing something or trying to figure something out, especially when it comes to something creative, and my mother improved time, yes. Yeah, everybody share some of your goals for this year. It don't have to be nothing personal and huge, but time management. And that's kind of, you know, some of the things she got a goal, what she want to do. Yeah, so it can be simple things. And I know Helen has just, yeah, moms are the best. Um, just started doing, and I know she's talked about doing more content, her and Devin. So things shift around sometimes. And through doing the content, it also lets you know, huh, my customers like this, the chat likes this. My goal is to do more art, yes. And Mary, doesn't that make it feel good when you are creating? Doesn't you have a warm, cozy, fuzzy like feeling when you're doing art? I get it from art. Also, I get it from the treasure hunt of thrifting. I love thrifting and going out there and trying to find that next great treasure. And sometimes, I pick up way too much junk, okay? But in my brain is saying, you better get this because you might want to make something with it. So sometimes when I'm picking up, treasures at the store, I'm not picking it up for resale value or anything like that or collectability. In my mind, I see I can make something with it. My goal is to take better care of me and stop being okay to help others. Okay, thank you. And that's important. Give people their flowers while they're living. Stop and say, do you need help? Don't always wait. Sometimes people don't know how to ask for help. And, we don't want to like stop being scared to help. Thank you. That's important, which we talked about that earlier this week about how we think from the news, everybody out there is horrible people. They're waiting to do something to you, and when there are so many nice people. So we have to, sometimes say, hey, how are you today? And you might be that only smile that person gets that helps them along, to have a better day. Art as self-care, yes. And my sister is a well, she's weird too, but anyway, One thing she does, she works in the mental health field, and she helps consumers with disabilities, mental as well as other disabilities, to through art to get off of some of the medications and stuff, because sometimes they don't need to be medicated, and they are so medicated that they forget that it's other things that they love to do that would take their mind off of, some of their problems. So my sister always put a, we laugh about it. She said, yeah, she really crazy, a little bit weird and odd and stuff, but through her art, that's what keep me sane. So then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to write a number down, and what I am giving away, if you joined me night before last, we created this doll here, and then in this basket is we made the basket out of paper. Everything here was just created out of things we have around. It's supposed to be fruit in this basket because Kwanzaa is first fruit. I'm going to write a number down, and the first person that come up with that number will receive this as a special thank you gift. Okay, let me write a number down, and then I'll tell you between what numbers. Okay, I got a notepad right here. Okay, I'm going to fold it up, and it is 16 people on here. So if you'll put a number down between 16 and 35, 16 and 35, and your gift will be this doll here. And I'm gonna, hopefully I can find some fruit to put in there. So just put the number in the comments, and I'll give everybody a chance to get some numbers in. What else I was gonna say? Oh, and I will be invoicing on tomorrow. Oh, I do see someone have the number. Let me go back up and see who the first one is that have the number. Okay, let's see who's the first person with that number. I see it, and I can't remember who the first person was though, because I think I've seen it a couple of times. Okay, and the winner is, you ready? I'm going to reveal the number, and then I will say the name, and you can correct me if I'm right. Number 23. And I think Sharon was the first person with number 23. Does everyone agree with that? That Sharon was the first person with number 23? Yep. Congratulations, Sharon. So I will be sending the invoices out tomorrow, so that will be included. I'll put your name on that. The doll will be hand signed. And also, I'm going to put a little note of a Kwanzaa up on the inside because this doll was just built on a cone. So congratulations, and thank y'all so much for participating. I appreciate it so much. And also everyone that participated in the chat this week. I do have most people's address. But if you are new tonight, or I don't have your information, and if you would like some stickers, and I'll show you what the stickers look like, I'll send some stickers. Hold on, I'm trying to pick them up. And I see Chuckles is new. So Chuckles, if you would like some free stickers, my email is right there, padoodles@gmail. Just send me an email and say stickers in the subject with your address. Also, I seen someone else new, Mary. If you would like some stickers, I think I have your address and everything. Quite sure I do. Because I do appreciate everybody joining me, and that is part of the Kwanzaa. I think I seen somebody else tonight. Jackie, did you send me your info? I think you may have. Danielle, if you would like some stickers, just send me an info. Um, Danielle, I do have your address as well. And they'll just come in a regular little envelope and a little thank you card. But it'll be stickers like this is very positive images and creative words and inspirational sayings and so forth. I'll send everyone some stickers, maybe from Whatnot. I don't know. Send me an email just in case. Um, because sometimes Whatnot, they don't like you sharing information. Oh, something else I was going to show you too. I left this here. I'm going to show you about working with some clay. That's another medium. So we're going to do a lot of fun things coming up. Today is Monday. You'll probably see, I probably will release a thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I probably will do my first video, say about Thursday. I should have it ready to release. And I know Angela, she won. Do you still have my address? I'm not sure, Kathy, but if you would send it to me. What happened to my pen I just had? I just had that pen and I haven't stood up. Hold on, another one. Yeah, I'm going to be working on some. I'm just like really ready to really get creative. I don't know what happened to my pen I just had. So let me write Kathy's name down. Okay, Kathy, I just added your name to my list. Because I do appreciate everyone joining me for this. I so enjoy sharing the information. And hopefully you can use one or two of the principles. I know I've gotten some really nice positive emails and also positive comments after the video was over. We had someone new join us, and she was from all the way from New Zealand. And she's been here about 3 nights this week. And she's also went back and watched the replay of the night she missed. So that makes me feel good. That warms my heart. So again, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. I had said I was going to stay on about 30 minutes each night, and I ran over a little bit tonight. But that make up for the night that I was short that the electricity went out. So thanks so much, and I will be seeing you around. Appreciate everyone. Steph won a journal one night. She answered the questions. Nancy has been on it. And another thing that made me feel really good was last night when my grandkids was here, that Victoria, the 8-year-old, she actually remembered some of the principles of Kwanzaa. And she said they actually sung a song about it in school. So that made me feel good too. So thank y'all. We'll be seeing you around. And if you have any suggestions, you're welcome to send me an email, put it in chats of some things you would like for me to share, types of projects, ideals, any of it. I appreciate it. And thanks so much, Chuckles, for coming in. And thank you, Mary. Thanks, Princess. I appreciate y'all all so much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a blessed evening and Happy New Year. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it. In the stream.